There's a real challenge in the research community, really worldwide, to get enough people to participate as volunteers in clinical trials. So there's a lot of discussion and efforts underway to get more people in the public more supportive of participating in clinical research. And it is very important that more people participate because, the more participants, the more research. In general, the more research, the more progress, the greater health benefits. However, just because biomedical research as a whole is an important way that we benefit members of our community, not every instance of clinical research does in fact promote our well-being. Some research is simply just not that important. And if we have efforts underway to make people more supportive of all of biomedical research, and as people in the public recognize that, hey, some of this research perhaps is really not all that important, I think the research community runs the risk of facing a backlash. So I wanted to talk about the need to wed transparency about the social value of research with public campaigns to try to make the public more supportive of clinical research. If we can provide that transparency at the same time we're promoting participation in clinical research, I think we can avoid some of the negative backlash that might otherwise occur, and thereby help preserve the public's trust in the research enterprise. I see the paper, part of the paper is making what you could call a very modest proposal. In order for clinical research with human subjects to take place in the United States, independent review boards, sort of committees that look at both the safety of research as well as the extent to which a research trial protects the rights and interest of research participants. These IRBs have to review both of those things. So researchers have to provide lots of information to IRBs as well as information to potential research participants about what they can expect from participating in a trial. So I make a very modest proposal, and that is to include some very basic information that describes the social importance of the research. And, is this research that's looking for a brand new treatment for patients who have a serious disease for which there currently is no treatment? That would be research of very high social value. Or is this what's sometimes referred to as Me Too, a Me Too drug study, which is simply going to bring a new drug to market that's no better than currently existing drugs, and it may actually be more expensive? Well, that research really doesn't have very much social value. So my sort of modest proposal is to just make a very simple declaration both to the IRB and to individual research participants about what the social value is. I would be thrilled if there's, if people would read the article and talk about it. Maybe my modest proposal, the way I've just initially described it, maybe that's not the absolute best mechanism for bringing greater transparency about the social value of research to the public and to individual trial participants. But I think it's a start. If the research community could embrace the need for greater transparency, then you could have conversations about whether or not my particular mechanism is the best way to achieve that. But I think the greatest value would be stimulating debate within the research community about, how much more do we need to be forthcoming about the social importance of any individual drug trial.